All right, let's talk about RAG. If you've built a Retrieval-Augmented Generation system, you know that feeling, right? It seems like it's working, the answers look pretty good, but how do you actually know? How do you prove it? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how to evaluate your RAG's performance so you can stop guessing and start knowing for sure. Let's get right into it. So, you've done it. You've got a RAG system. It's spitting out answers, which is awesome. But here's the real question, the one that keeps you up at night. Can you actually trust those answers? How do you know if they're correct? That's the gap we're going to close today, moving from a system that feels right to one that you can prove is right. First things first, why even bother with all this? Why evaluate? Because honestly, a solid evaluation isn't just about chasing a high score on a leaderboard. It's about building something that people can actually rely on. It's about trust. Without it, you're just shipping a black box and hoping for the best. To really get what can go wrong, let's use a simple analogy. Think of your RAG system as a two-person team. First, you've got the retriever. This is your super fast librarian. You ask a question, and their one and only job is to sprint into a massive library and grab the most relevant books and pages. That's it. Then they hand those documents over to the generator, who we'll call our storyteller. The storyteller's job is to read only what the librarian gave them, and then write a perfect, clear answer. For the whole thing to work, both of them have to nail their jobs. So what happens when the team messes up? Well, if the librarian brings back a pile of irrelevant books, the storyteller is stuck. They have nothing to work with, so they might just give up and say, I don't know, that's a missing answer. Even worse, what if the storyteller just ignores the books entirely and makes something up, like saying the capital of Australia is Sydney? That's a hallucination. In either case, your user gets a bad answer, and their trust in your system just evaporates. So how do we fix this? The trick is to evaluate each team member separately. Let's start with our librarian, the retriever. We need to ask a really simple question. Is it finding the right stuff in the first place? Okay, our first metric is called precision at K. Now, don't let the name intimidate you. The K is just a number you choose, like 5 or 10. So precision at 5 is just asking, hey, of the top 5 documents our librarian grabbed, how many were actually useful? It's all about the quality of the results. Are they any good? Now, the other side of that coin is recall at K. If precision is all about quality, recall is all about completeness. It asks a totally different question. Of all the good, relevant documents that existed anywhere in the library, how many did we actually manage to find in our top K results? A high recall means we're not missing anything important. Let's make this super clear with a visual. Imagine your retriever brings you back 5 documents. You can see 3 of them are green. Those are the good, relevant ones. 2 are red, totally useless. So what's your precision at 5? It's simple. It's 3 out of 5, or 60%. That's it. It's a clean, straightforward score for your retrieval quality. All right, so we've checked on our librarian. Let's say they're doing a great job finding the right books. Awesome. But remember, that's only half the battle. Now we have to check on the second member of our team, the storyteller, the generator. Is it using those books correctly? For the generator, the single most critical metric is called faithfulness. You might also hear it called groundedness. It asks one super important question. Is the answer you generated actually supported by the documents we gave you? Or did you just go off script and start making things up? This metric is our #1 weapon against those pesky hallucinations. And this example shows the difference perfectly. On the left, the context we have is simple. Marie Curie was born in Warsaw. The answer? Marie Curie was born in Warsaw. Perfect. That is 100% faithful. But look at the rate. The answer adds that she later moved to Paris to study. Now that fact might actually be true, but, and this is the important part, it wasn't in the context we provided. The storyteller added outside info, which means it's not faithful. It's a hallucination. Okay, so we know what we need to measure, but you're probably thinking, wait, do I have to go through and manually check every single one of these answers? That sounds like it would take forever. And you're right, it would. Luckily, there's a much, much smarter way to do this. The modern solution is something called LLM as a judge. The idea is brilliant in its simplicity. We use one powerful AI to grade another AI. Instead of a person checking for faithfulness, we can use a really strong model like GPT-4 to act as our automated impartial judge. It's way faster, you can do it at a massive scale, and it turns out it's incredibly accurate. And here's how it works in just 3 easy steps. First, you package everything up for the judge, the original question, the documents the librarian found, and the final answer the storyteller wrote. Step 2, You ask the judge a very direct question, something like, based only on the provided context, is this answer fully supported? And finally, step 3, the judge gives you back a score and tells you why. And just like that, your faithfulness checks are completely automated. Okay, let's bring this all home. We've covered the why, the what, and the how. Now I want to give you a really clear summary and, more importantly, some tools you can start using today. Here it is, your cheat sheet. For your retriever, the librarian, you're focused on precision for quality and recall for completeness. For your generator, the storyteller, your number one focus is faithfulness, making sure the answer is grounded and not just made up. That's the core of it right there. And do you know what the best part is? You don't have to build all this evaluation logic from scratch. The open source community is absolutely amazing. There are fantastic tools out there like Ragus, TrueLens, and Langsmith that have all these metrics built right in. You can get started with just a few lines of code. I'd love to hear from you all. Are you building a RAG system right now? What are you using it for? Drop a comment below and let us know what you're working on and maybe what your biggest evaluation challenge is. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that a great RAG system isn't just something you build. It's something you constantly measure, tweak, and improve. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you know the ropes, what are you going to measure first?